Hey, what's up, guys? Mark Nizzle. Wanted to make a video basically that'll be our welcome to Discord. Kind of like an intro video. So in this video, basically, I kind of hope to help a new player who might have just downloaded Discord for the first time. They've never used it for any of the other games that they played. Sent us a message, joined our server, and then kind of just wondering how to get around and get their bearings on things. Um, so first off, I'll start like this. In this game of Empires and Puzzles, there's two popular apps. It's either Line or it's starting to trend to be Discord. And both of those apps are good. We used Line for a little bit, but as we grew into the two alliances that we are today, we needed more than just like an in-game chat history that just ran forever. So enter the Discord. Discord can be intimidating at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's really easy. So that's what I'm kind of really hoping to do in this video for you guys. So anyhow, like I was saying in the scenario, new player joins. We send you an invite. You'll land out into this lobby. Um, in the chat, you can see Johnny. He joined on the 14th of May. That was about 2 weeks ago. He joined Jabberwock. Basically, when a member joins the server and they land here, we can set up and configure their access. So you'll see that I kind of tagged him to make sure that his nickname worked and everything. We will make your nickname match what it is in the game. So if you change your gamer ID in the game, we will update it on the server. So it's a perfect, clear cut translation of who you are in the game onto the server. So basically, once we set up your access, you'll start to see a bunch of channels kind of appear in your directory, and we'll kind of talk about that. But you can see, like I was tagging Johnny for just some quick hits, some Discord help to kind of help him go through Jabberwock and all that too. So let's take a look at the directory, and then I think we'll go right to Discord help, and we'll kind of just start from there and just show you how to get the app set up, just so it's not too much to take in at first. So if you hit the three dots in the top left, like I just did, you'll see a couple of different views here. So I'm a member of a lot of servers, so you'll see our Bandersnatch server. These are other servers just from other Empires games that other alliances that have invited me there. But our server is Bandersnatch. It's got the Bandersnatch from Alice in Wonderland. And then you also have the friends icon. This is where you can direct message. So if you were talking to me, you probably have a direct message here from Mark Nizzle. These are the people that I'm running conversations with. And then this would be my server view. So that kind of gives you an idea of the functionality from a big picture. It all starts basically left to right and then top down. So we're on our Bandersnatch server, and we basically just kind of want to get set up. So we'll kind of talk about the categories, but we won't actually go into all the channels. So let me just collapse these a little bit, as I do have them open, and as messages come in, they kind of pop up. So from a big picture perspective, anybody can join our server, but their access will be restricted to the public channels only. Out in public, we have our lobby. That's where we send you your invites and you come out to see us. Join us is more so like a recruitment channel. Out here, we kind of talk about our requirements. A lot of people kind of wonder like who we are, what we're doing. If they find one of our ads, they can kind of land out here. Just give it a peek. Make sure that we're a right fit for them, and vice versa. We want to make sure that we're getting the right people and that we represent who we are properly to new members. So you can come out here and get some quick info. You can also see our alliance rules out here, kind of covering all of the situations and all the bases before you sit down and get into being serious with us. But anyhow, let's take a look at Discord help. This is basically set up to kind of get you into a fast track. So Discord help, it's pretty cut and dry. I put a link out here that will take you to like Discord's actual like tutorials that they put out to kind of get you started. But I put some other things out here because I get a lot of people saying, "Wow, man, I just signed up for Discord and now my phone is just buzzing like crazy." So, I've kind of showed some of the ways to set that up. So, let's take a look at that real fast before, we go in. So, um, this is how you would do that. So you would click those three flat lines on the top left, and you would hit this three dots. And then you would see the Bandersnatch server, and then you would see the notification settings here. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. Now, basically, I'm just going to use this orange dot as a pointer. If you're in a meeting and you don't have this stuff set up, you can just hit this mute Bandersnatch, and that'll mute all the messages and all the notifications that you're seeing. How I have it set up, and this is probably something I would recommend, is that if you're mentioned, just have it alert you. And then that way you're not getting all the messages and overload. Now you can also override that too. So like for example, if looking at my settings right here, anywhere on the server if I'm mentioned where someone goes at Mark Nizzle, I will be notified. With the exception of leadership, that if there's any kind of leadership conversation going on right now, I would get messaged that. So that's normally just, those messages are high priority for me, to make sure that, if something's going on that I'm able to react to it or at least have a chance to read it, whether I'm playing the game or not. And then this Christina channel, this is actually like one of her little testing channels. I'm not actually muting my wife. That would be awful, and she would absolutely hate me if I did that. I'm muting one of her like little logs that she runs because I don't even want to get notified of that, and that's in that category, so I have to override that. So that's kind of just how I have mine set up, and it works great. I don't deal with a lot of alerts unless people are tagging me. So that would probably be the first thing I would say is that if you mimic this kind of pattern right here, it's going to be fairly quiet unless somebody's actually looking for you or tagging your alliance that you're in. You won't see too much out of that. So now that we kind of talked about that, and we kind of walked through the public category a little bit, let's talk about some of the other stuff that we have out here. General EMP, this is basically a chat area that's dedicated for, all aspects of the game, and it's not Alliance specific. We have basically our general game chat where people are just talking about the game. We have a help corner where basically people will ask a question, and then you'll get a bunch of different answers from everybody that's on the server. Upcoming in rumors is a spot where we have actually a Twitter bot that's actually checking Small Giant's Twitter, and it will tweet out any kind of new releases and updates. So we always get that there, and they're coming out in real time. So as soon as it hits Twitter, it's coming to us. That's a great way for us to kind of stay update on some of the different things. And a lot of our members will post rumors here. So like if somebody found like next month's Hero of the Month, they will post that here. If they found out an event date, it will be posted here. So it's very helpful. A lot of us do game videos. Basically, we'll record and we'll upload videos to YouTube. It could be us raiding. It could be us pulling hero chests and different things for loot. And basically, that's a way for us to kind of talk in our videos, kind of like what I'm doing right now. And just kind of walk through some different things and I'll elaborate and share our gameplay as we go. Raid tournament chat. This is relatively new. This was made specifically for the raid tournaments, but I think that we're probably going to do away with that. But we add things out as new stuff comes in to kind of focus the chat to that new stuff, so people are actually kind of finding that data in the right spot. So once we go from general EMP, we go to an off-topic section here. This is more so like a fun spot for us where, we're not talking about the game. Like we have an off-topic chat where people will talk about their hobbies, their interests outside the game. We'll show off like our gardens, our vegetables that we're growing, the food that we're cooking. any of the games that we're playing outside of this, just anything really, basically not Empires and Puzzles, can be found in that chat. Alliance member profiles, this is pictures and backgrounds of our players, a lot of us have been playing together for a long time. We feel like a family. It's nice to put a picture or an actual human face to the person behind the game playing. So that's one of our things that we do to connect. A lot of us share memes, just different stuff that we find on the internet. Good little quick laugh. And then from time to time, we run like a seasonal game. We just wrapped up a Game of Thrones challenge. We offer basically a game that's either free or maybe a couple dollars to enter, and it's just like a fun little gamble. We did one for March Madness. We did one for Game of Thrones. We do stuff all the time for maybe fantasy football, for Super Bowl squares, and just stuff like that. It's a fun little way for us to kind of gamble and maybe pull out like a nice Google Play gift card or something like that. So we kind of have that section or that category there for that. The next two categories are Bandersnatch and Jabberwock. These are pretty identical. Basically, anything that's relevant to these alliances will be kind of like chatted there. So like the Bandersnatch chat would be basically like a chat of just the members of Bandersnatch. And then these War Room chats are basically for war generals. We offer a promotion membership called War Generals. They kind of help out with organizing war, coming up with strategy. Those are the rooms that are for that. You won't see them unless you're a Bandersnatch or a Jabberwock War General. And if you're interested in that, feel free to contact me about it. You'll see some of the write-ups in some of the guides. So as we're moving on, our guides basically I would think of it as like our documentation library. The guides are basically read-only. You won't find conversation on this stuff here, but you'll find basically that on some of these pages, and I'm just kind of scrolling kind of fast, that, we've kind of took snippets of things that we found online and, came up with some different stuff. This is our war help here that I'm showing, and then, write up on what we actually do. Some different stuff here like raid tips, how to set up like a raid team, some strategies here, and just those pointers to kind of help people out with particular areas of their game. Talents and emblems are kind of new. Just to give you a quick general idea, just want you guys to kind of see what you can expect out there. So that's our guides in a nutshell. We have a dedicated heroes section. Out here you will find heroes that are seasonal or heroes of the month. And what I mean by that is like heroes that are not in the portal all the time. So if you just started playing this game today, we're in May, you probably would have no idea who the previous heroes of the month are. We have them going all the way back to when they first came out in June of 2017. And then, that way when you see these rare heroes, you can kind of come in here, take a look, and, figure out who they are and what they do. So then that way you're not reacting to them the hard way. We have that. We also have all the Atlantis heroes out here. So, kind of gives you a one-stop shop to kind of find these heroes and compare them when you got some extra time. Quests and event guides is pretty much exactly what it says. In the game, there's rare quests that come out every 2 weeks. There's events that come out monthly and seasonal. You can find these guides here, and the event guides basically will tell you, what the quests look like, who the bosses are, what's the rotation of the events, can all be found here, and what the loot is for completing. Some of the seasonal events and monthly events will have specific heroes that are added to the summon portal for the summons. You will find those here. You'll find the guides, and a lot of people are starting to kind of shift their gears and start playing for loot placement. There's been a little bit of a bragging of who's going to be the guy that gets the avatar first from one of these events. So, you can kind of see this here and kind of take a look and get an idea of what we're looking for. The last little section here, I know this video is getting kind of long, is our mod logs. Mod logs basically is a section where we're recording our Titan hits, and this goes back all the way to day one of the Alliance. The members beyond just leadership will also post in here. Basically, whoever's the first to it will post it on there, and we keep it going just to make sure that we have all of our data there and readily available. Same thing with our war results. We will add the screenshots here, and then as you see, like, we go back when I get time to do it. I'll go through and I'll actually calculate the results. A lot of times I'll take screenshots and I'll write down the numbers on the screenshot of how many flags are left, and then I can come through and kind of calculate the score and what we average per flag and stuff, and what they average on points per flag, and kind of talk about war strategy in another video. But that's kind of where we get that from. Our transfer section is dedicated just for that. So we're bigger than just one alliance. There's two of us. We have Jabberwock and Bandersnatch. There's a lot of traffic that goes back and forth. It's been really slow lately on the transfers, but if players needed to take a break from one, or they want to come over and try something but kind of reserve a spot, this is where we do that. We have documentation of that. Our archives is more so just a cleanup thing. They're not even accessible for the public, but yeah, I hope that this kind of helps understand what's out on the website. What's out on our server rather, and just kind of help you get your bearings on, and take a moment to kind of just settle in and browse through this and kind of understand where you are and how to get to things. So hope it helps. All right, guys, talk to you in a bit.